Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am an author, a publisher, a speaker, a coach, and I am passionate about everything that has to do with women over 50. Today is our 58th episode, and I am so excited to have a dear friend and a very phenomenal woman with us, Lorraine Taylor. And you'll get to meet her in just a few minutes. I wanted to remind you that the Coffee with Cheryl podcast is among the top 25 podcasts in the nation for women over 50. And we were just granted that designation by FeedSpot, which is one of the number one podcast rewarders, and they go in and they look at your podcast and they let other women know who you are and about you. And so we're very privileged to be among the top 25. And so, as always, our episode today is living your best life, but we're living our best life, loving life. And you will meet someone who loves living and shows it in everything that she does. First, I want to start with our quote. I have a couple today, and then once we do our quote, I'm going to let Lorraine introduce herself to you. Our first quote is, love the life you live, and live the life you love. Love the life you live the life you love. I know I love my life. I love the life that I live right now. And the other is by Maya Angelou. Success is loving life and daring to live it. Because you can love all you want, but if you don't take the action, then your life is just in your head. So we're going to meet Lorraine Taylor, someone who has taken action and is an actress. She's a singer. She's a director, a producer. She's a grandma, a great-grandma, a mother, and she has done so many things. And we have been friends for many, many years. And I'm so excited to have you today, Lorraine. Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so very much.
Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Lorraine Taylor. As Cheryl mentioned, I am an actress, singer, a director, and a producer. And I have been in love with what I do for more than 30 plus years. I started out when I was 3 singing with my mother when she played at church. And then I went through school. And then when I started acting, I started doing that in Tucson, Arizona at Prince Chapel with a production that they put on down there. And also another church called Mount Calvary with another production. And I found out that I loved it. And then I moved to Phoenix and I joined Tanner Chapel, and we had a performing arts ministry at the time. And I got into that, which turned into working with someone for 17 years, or a wonderful cast for 17 years. And I moved on from that to singing, getting training and singing. I went into directing, which I found out as I get older, it's so much easier to direct than to try to learn lines. And then I've also been producing, which I'm producing plays and putting on a very special event that I did just about a month ago now. So yes, I'm a lover of life and everything that is involved in it.
That is so exciting, Lorraine. And we go to the same church, so I get to see you often. And I see you walk with such confidence, and you exude someone who is really doing what you have been called to do, living your purpose. Now, I know you mentioned you got into acting and singing at a younger age, and And then most of it was through the church. But people should know that it extended from just church acting. The play that you were in at Tanner Chapel started there, but Black Women Walking is now a national play that you guys have performed all over the country. Talk a little bit about that experience being working with Kevin and in that cast for many years, and just how it evolved you and how it helped you to move to the second phase of your life.
Well, to work with the cast of Seek First Entertainment and Black Women Walking with Kevin Taylor as director uh, taught me discipline, a lot more discipline in working with different characters, different attitudes, different talents. And you get the chance to get into where the different phases of the play, the emotions that come out, because it's a very emotional play. And you have to know your history in order to portray these different women. And I, as a storyteller in the play, had to learn the histories of all these women, coming from Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Mary McLeod Bethune, uh, Zora Neale Hurston, and on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started traveling. I mean, for us to be able to travel to the different cities within the United States and put on this play and be received and people asking us questions, it's wonderful. And then we won uh, the best cast play in Atlanta at the Atlantic Film Festival, which was absolutely wonderful. We come back home and we play at all the different schools and stuff as a message to not only us as Black females, but mature females that have a history. And we tell this history all over. And it has been an experience that I cannot give up because it's just wonderful. So I take from that, I do a little reading once a year during Black History Month,
Mm-hmm.
and I take different characters, but I include men in mine because
Okay.
men also have things to say. So
Right.
it just moves on, it just goes on.
That is so amazing. I remember when they announced that you won that award, and just the evolution of Black Women Walking, to be able to see that and experience it. Now, as an actor and I know you were in other things other than that. You've been acting all over the valley. What about directing? What drove you to wanting to get on the other side of the theater in terms of acting and or directing and producing?
Wasn't something that I had planned.
Okay.
Some of the people that have been my mentors over the years that I've worked with at different theaters, one lady came to me and she says, I have a play and I want you to direct it. I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. She said, yes, you can. So I read the play and it was for young adults, two young people. And I put it on and we did it really well. And then I loved it. And then another one popped in my lap,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one. And then as I started moving forward, I started with two people. Then ended up with six people. And the one I just did was with 18 cast members.
Wow.
So, and sometimes you have to juggle. There was a time then when I had to have two casts because everybody couldn't be at the theater at the same time. So, and I just found out I loved it, giving direction, making sure that everything is correct, from
Mm-hmm.
lighting to sound to everything that's involved in it. It's absolutely wonderful. And having people understand what you try to tell them as they try to develop their characters and portray their characters so that the public can truly understand and get a grasp of what's going on. It's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely wonderful.
Now, I know you were worked professionally. You had a career, and then you retired. And I know now that that gives you more time. But a lot of this happened in your 50 somethings, correct?
Yes, yes.
Talk to the women out there who are in our age category, who are sitting with a dream and thinking that there's something they wanted to do, but they keep making excuses that I'm too old, I don't have time, I don't have the finances, I need more knowledge. Talk to them about how you, as a woman over 50, just stepped into these roles, and it seems like you did it fearlessly and made them work. Talk about how we do that in our 50s.
Well, let me start with this one.
Okay.
I don't know how I did all I'm doing now when I was working. I worked and did this
Oh, good.
and
Okay.
was a mentor to my children and to church, and I still did it all. Maybe not at the scale that I'm doing it, but
Mm-hmm.
once I retired, I just kept working because selfishly, I was afraid that if I stopped doing what I love doing, I was going to die.
Oh, good.
So in order for me to keep busy and doing the things that I truly, truly like, I had to stay busy. My grandmother used to say, never let the grass grow underneath your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I just keep moving. I found what I like to do. I'm I I'm an actress, I'm a singer, I'm a director, a producer, and I just don't let things stop me.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a drive, I want it to be. So women out there, sisters out there, never let anyone tell you you can't do it. Because if you have a desire, you can do it. You have the support of loved ones and friends, you can do it. Don't let anyone ever tell you because life is precious.
It is.
Life is so precious.
It is.
And you take from it what you will and live your life to the fullest. I'm a lover of life. I am. I truly am. I am.
And that is so refreshing because many of us have that fear, like I said, and at the first obstacle, we turn and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this. This was a mistake." How have you? We all run into things that in my career, there are always things that come up that just put a roadblock. I just got through one of them, going through breast cancer. That's probably the biggest roadblock I've ever had, and it could have stopped me, and it could have said, you're just forget this and just just live as best you can until you're called home. But talk about how do you get through those obstacles? What in your I know you're a woman of faith just like I am, but how do you just say, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, but I am going to press through and get it done? How do women reach inside and do that? What are some things that you do for yourself?
I lay awake at like
Mm-hmm.
2 o'clock in the morning. I'll lay there and I'll think, and I'll think, and I'll think. And I pray. You know, my mother always said, God never puts more on you than what you can handle. You got to have faith in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I have multiple myeloma, which is a form of cancer.
Right.
People look at me and say, I'm really, really happy, healthy. Well, I'm not really healthy. It's just that I'm not going to let you see my downsides because I'm not. I'm always going to be up because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be considered as someone that's not feeling well. I want you to always look at me and know that I am driven and I get through things. I think about them and I just keep moving forward. Because again, like I said, I don't want to stop. Uh, I pray, I talk to my friends, I pray, I talk to my friends, I sing, I find all these beautiful songs that I get on YouTube sometimes, and I just sing all these songs. I find the gospel songs that I love, and I just
Mm-hmm.
play them to death. You know, just things like that. I just don't want anything to stop me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to keep moving. My children ask me, "How do you keep doing this?" I just love what I do.
Right.
Life tomorrow's not guaranteed.
No, it's not.
Life has a lot to offer. You have to keep moving. Don't let it drag you down. I don't let people drag me down. I don't like gossip, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I just keep moving forward. I see you and then I don't see you. It's life. You don't know what's going on in my life. I don't know what's going on in your life. All I know is that I have to be in control of what Lorraine is.
Right. And it
And
shows
so for
through.
Yeah.
It's so
So
true.
sisters out there, you just have to know yourself and pull from your inside to your out and just keep moving forward. That's the best advice I can give you. If you love life, you will keep moving forward.
Well,
Yeah.
now in terms, I know you mentioned singing, and I you sing at our church, sing in all of our most of our choirs. What is your favorite song? Do you have one?
What gospel or
It doesn't matter, or in both
oh,
categories.
oh my gosh. Uh one of the songs out in the secular world that I get uh requested to sing no matter where I go is Actions 2, At Last by Etta James.
Uh-huh.
And then another song called N'oubliez jamais by Joe Cocker, which
Hmm.
means N'oubliez jamais, jamais means never forget.
Oh, okay.
And then on the gospel side, just about anything, but I love uh, James Cleveland. God is.
God is. Oh, I didn't know
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh. I'll play that to death, and that and
Uh,
Precious Lord. Those are two of my most favorite.
okay.
And Dr. Garrison um, uh, gave me a song to sing, but I found the one that I like. It's called Worthy of More
Okay.
because God is worthy of more, and I am there to try my best to give the best I can, worthy of more. And I mean, those are just songs just a few, because my list of songs is so long. I don't even know how I keep up with them. So just do.
Well, my favorite song that you sing is "Give Me a Clean Heart." I love it when you
Yes,
sing that.
that one too. I
Yeah.
don't get the chance to sing that often.
Well, when everything changed at church and our choirs had to merge, it got harder to do that. But when you that is the favorite song that you sing, and I
Thank you
knew
very
that
much.
at last would have been your secular song
Yeah.
that you would.
And yeah, and Clean Heart is special to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So very much so. Yes.
In that in music, me being a musician as well. I sit at the piano, even though I retired, I no longer. But when I'm in that point, I get to the piano and I just play songs that come to my heart. And ladies, music is the direct source to your soul.
Right.
It will get you through some of your darkest times.
Mhm.
Just finding that one or two songs that lifts you and gets you through. Now I know that you that you are a woman of faith and in all the work that you do at the church. Is there a role that you have played that's more significant, especially one that you may have done in the church or biblical character, or is there a role that's more dear to you when you think of some of the roles that you played?
Hmm. Well, I played so many roles.
And it's okay if there isn't one. That's just
I've played so many roles. I think if we're talking about in the theater world,
mhm.
one of the roles I played was a mother to a young man. The play was called Closets. He
Okay,
didn't know if he was homosexual or heterosexual. He
okay.
didn't know. So I played his mom there. That was an important role for all to see at that time. In the church, my favorite role to play is just being there and being a support to the people around me.
Hmm.
So I guess that's the best way I can put it
Oh,
to you right there.
that's exciting. That's good to know, Lorraine. Now, when you, I'm going to go on a totally different vein now, a vein here that talks more about self care. As a woman over 50, as someone who does have health challenges, how do you keep yourself um, mentally and physically able to meet the call when you have a play or you're asked to sing? What do you do for yourself? Can you give the women on the podcast some suggestions of how you keep going? Because you have to do it. I know you're always busy, so there has to be something that you do to do that.
Well, I just finished up a one woman show, and in that same week, I had Tech Week for the play of the Trap Prince.
Oh wow.
All of that in 1 week. And then on the first, we left to go on vacation. So right now, I'm on vacation, but I got a notification today that they want me to audition for a play coming up. So when I'm in audition mode, when
Hmm.
I'm in directorial mode, when I'm in getting ready for church, sit on the side of my bed for a few minutes and just gather my thoughts,
Hmm.
or if I'm in the restroom, looking in the mirror, I gather my thoughts because I can't be all over the board. I can't be scatterbrained. I
Hmm.
have to focus on what I'm doing. So my sisters, what I'm telling you is that when you get up in the morning, you sit on the side of the bed and you go, oh, another day. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for another day. And then just get up and just start. Because if you sit there long enough, you're going to think, well, I don't have to do this. I'm going to turn back over and get back into bed. But that's not, but you can't.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving because you have obligations to yourself and to others to take care of. Life doesn't revolve around you. You revolve around life.
Hmm.
Life keeps moving, and that's how I see it. When I'm getting ready for a play, if I'm in the play, I'm studying lines all day long.
Hmm.
If I'm directing the play, I'm making sure that my blocking and my characters and everything I need to know about the lighting, the audio, costumes, everything is there. If I have an appointment for something during that day, I make sure that I allow time for that appointment to get there and to get back and to settle down. You know, um, just things like that is what I tell ladies. You always make time for yourself somewhere in the day. Stop and have that cup of coffee.
Hmm.
Stop and go have lunch with somebody or with that significant other. Just make sure you have time for yourself because you can't do it all the time. You just can't. That's unrealistic thinking on my part. But I always try to take time to take a nap during the day. As I've gotten older, I take a nap during the day.
That's
Take a
a
nap
good
and I
thing.
look for it. And my body tells me it's time to take
Time
that
for
nap,
taking that.
you know? And sometimes I fight it, but I just keep on going.
Uh-huh.
But I do take that time. And I can't say there's anything specific about what I do. It's
Hmm.
just that I know what I do,
Yeah,
you know.
and that
So
keeps you going
mhm,
and keeps you prioritizing. And we all have
mhm.
different rhythms and different things that we do to keep going. And it's always good to, I like the idea of the nap. I don't take a formal nap because I don't really ever have time to do that. But I do have that moment to sit, close my eyes, put up in my recliner, put my feet up, and just, put on some soft music and have that little bit of time that just, even if it's 10 minutes, to just
Exactly.
restore and keep
Mhm.
going. Now, do you have any new projects coming? You had mentioned you were being asked to audition for something, but is there
Yes, I
something that's already in the works or?
no, nothing as yet. The
Okay, okay.
audition is coming up, and then I'll be looking for other things to do. Sometimes they're handed to me on a platter.
Hmm.
Other times I have to go out in search of them. You know, like this one that I got today was just handed to me. So
Okay.
whether or not I get the part or not is a different subject. But they emailed me personally.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not looking to really get into anything until maybe July, because I
Hmm.
wanted to give myself that personal time for myself and for my sweetheart, so that we can have that time. Because I've been really
Hmm.
busy.
Oh
And
God.
bless his heart, he's always there for me to help me. But I wanted to give him some time too. I don't want him to feel neglected at all.
Right.
So.
And that's a good thing, ladies. Did you hear that? Her sweetheart. So, and let's not forget that we're celebrating 47 years in July. So my sweetheart has been with me for many, many years. But I love the thought that you're not just saying life is done. You have a sweetheart. I just met a lady a few months ago, and we were just talking, and she's probably in her 80s. She could be in her early 80s. And the next thing I know, she's talking about her sweetheart. I just went, okay, I'm scared of you. But that's a good thing because, like you said, life keeps going, and we have to still keep living. So, as we get ready to close up, Lorraine, is there a closing thought that you'd like to leave with the women? You've given some really good tips on how to live life and love it, and how you do that. But is there a closing thought that you'd like to leave us with?
Well, I've said it already a couple of times because that's what I live by.
That's fine.
I'm a lover. I'm a lover of life.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not handed to you. You cannot stop. You have to keep moving. Because I honestly believe that once you stop believing in life and believing in yourself, things go awry. So I would suggest, my dear sisters, love yourself, love God, love others, and continue to smile and be blessed. And always say, good morning, beautiful.
I like that. Don't forget that, ladies. Good morning, beautiful. Thank you, Lorraine, for sharing with us. It's been a delight to get to talk to you on this level and to learn more about you and your thoughts and how you live life. And I tell you, women, believe me, if you've ever seen Lorraine or if you know her, she walks like she's gliding on a cloud, and she's always put together from head to toe and always smiling. And I've watched you do that for many years, and I appreciate that. And I
Thank you.
appreciate you being our guest today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you to all who are watching as well.
Yes. Ladies, don't forget that you can live your best life not 3 years from now, not uh, tomorrow, but right now,
Yeah.
today, on this first Monday in June. I encourage you to go out and live your best life, loving the life that you have been given, and make the most of what God has given you. Thank you, Lorraine, for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Cheryl.
All right.
Thank you.
Goodbye, ladies. Have a good 1st of June and enjoy the summer.
Thank you.